we think of resilience as ability. And it's not capacity, it's an ability. And it's the ability, in your introduction, you mentioned respond and recover, that's part of it, but we define it as the ability to, first of all, prepare for, and then to respond to, but also to adapt to. And we think just as importantly, to thrive in adverse conditions. Now, we are a climate tech company, so we're particularly interested in how do you respond, prepare for, respond to, adapt to, and thrive in adverse climate conditions. And we think, you teed me up so beautifully, Laurie, when you talked, we opened today's segment talking about the Supreme Court decision. So if you are not thinking about resilience now, then I can't think of when you will be thinking about resilience. We believe that resilience needs to be the world's #1 investment priority, together with climate mitigation, because the notion of the imperative means that you've got to do it. That's what it means, right? It's an imperative. It must be done. And so I think an even more profound question is, why the imperative like now? So it must be done, but there's a temporal element. It must be done, and it must be done like right now. And we've long passed our blow by date where we're consuming more resources than the Earth's system can sustain. But if we don't invest in resilience right now, then we're always going to be on the back foot in terms of just like stuck in trying to respond to the latest wildfire, storm, flood, drought, et cetera, et cetera. And so it has a direct and negative correlation to sustainability, our inability to be resilient. So we don't get to effective mitigation. We don't get to sustainability. We don't get to some of the other things that I'm sure we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about today if we're not resilient. And even, by the way, even if we stopped emitting, like if today we stopped all greenhouse gas emissions today, we are still going to experience the negative consequences of our past behavior. There's no way around that. One of my friends is one of the world's leading climate scientists, and he lives out in California, and he is literally training his kids to live in any environment. I mean, he's taking them through like military style training. And by the way, the notion of resilience does come out of military technology, by the way. So if one of the world's leading climate scientists is trying to prepare his children for a world in which they're going to have to be able to adapt and thrive in all of these adverse conditions, I think that that's a wake-up call for the rest of us.